Welcome to Ecoholics. We will discussing in this video about recent updates in Indian economy. So first of all, the most important news is hike in the repo rate by Reserve Bank of India by 25 basis point. So in the bi-monthly policy of this month, that is August 2018, RBI hiked the repo rate to 6.5% from 6.25% previously. So what are the consequences of this rate hike and what are the reasons behind this hike in the repo rate? We will discuss in this video. So first of all, what is repo rate? Repo rate is the rate at which commercial banks borrows short-term funding or short-term money from Reserve Bank of India. It means it is a key policy rate for the Reserve Bank of India in order to control the credit in the economy. So this decision is taken by MPC, that is Monetary Policy Committee. So it is a 6-member Monetary Policy Committee. So the 5 voted in the favor and 1 against it. So it means 5 people or 5 members of MPC committee voted in the favor of this rate hike and 1 against it. If we compare this repo rate with the last bi-monthly policy which was announced in the month of June 2018, the repo rate at that time hiked from 6% to 6.25%. So what are the consequences? At that time this MPC, that is 5:1, at that time in June 2018, the 6-member MPC committee voted in one consequences, or we can say in one direction, and voted in favor of hike in the rate. But what is the thinking of this person that one member voted against it? It means we have certain kind of conditions, certain kind of discussions between, or we can say among the members of Monetary Policy Committee. So here we can say that this repo rate is very important policy rate. Now what are the effects of this hike in the repo rate? First of all, it will increase the lending rates of the commercial banks. So lending rates will go up. These are the cause and effect relationship of this repo rate. So deposit rates will also go up because State Bank of India is offering 3.5% rate on the deposits. So talking about deposit rates, when RBI increase the repo rate, so it means it is costlier for the commercial banks to borrow money from Reserve Bank of India. So that is why they need to hike these two rates in order to maintain the liquidity in the market. So now another thing is lending rates. The growth rate of lending rates is around 12 to 14%, but the cause of concern is the deposit rates are growing at 8 to 9%. So this is a sign of worry because deposit rates are not going up and lending rates are going way up. Now what are the reasons behind this hike? It means what was the factors, or what we can say other conditions happening at the moment. That is why the MPC, that is Monetary Policy Committee, took the major decision to hike this repo rate. First one is minimum support price. So in recent budget, that is budget 2018-19, government announced that MSP would be 1.5 times of its cost. So recently government announced hike in the minimum support price given to the farmers. Now what are the consequences of this? First one, the rate of the crops will also go up by increasing in the MSP, and the second one is rural wages will also go up. So this will put an upside risk on inflation because rural demand is most important demand when we consider agricultural sector. So this will lead to inflationary impact on Indian economy. This is cause and effect relationship. So rural wages will go up and the prices of the crops will also go up, will lead to upside risk of inflation in near term. Now what is the meaning of near term? Near term is less than we can say less than a year. So Monetary Policy Committee took this decision to hike the repo rate in consequences of these important factors. Another factor is crude oil. So MPC highlighted that the increase in the prices of crude oil is also a major factor behind this particular decision of Reserve Bank of India. Now a lot of central banks around the world were of the opinion that this is a good decision. If we consider the statements of chairman and managing directors of various other commercial banks in our country, we can say that this decision is expected on the lines that we have two major factors because of MSP and another one is crude oil. But according to some private firms, weather forecasting for this year may be below normal because half of the monsoon still remains. So we can say that the risk of upside inflation will always be there. Talking about the rate of inflation that RBI highlighted in this news. So in the month of May, rate of inflation was 4.87%, that is measured on CPI, that is Consumer Price Index. Now in the month of June, the inflation touches 5%. But in the medium term, we can say the target of inflation, the inflation target decided by RBI is 4% plus minus 2%. It means we are going towards upward limit of our inflation limit because it was announced in 2015 by the Urjit Patel committee, the then deputy governor. So 5%, so accommodating this important factor that inflation is going up, RBI decided to hike the repo rate to 6.5%. Now if we are talking about reverse repo rate, it is 6.25%, and talking about MSF, that is 6.75%. Now what are the impact of this on marginal cost of fund based lending rate? So MCLR, important factor for UPSC students and for banking students. MCLR is marginal cost of fund based lending rate. It is a lower rate, or what we can say it is a minimum rate below which a commercial bank cannot lend to its customer. So currently for SBI it is 8.5%. So 8.25%, sorry. It is 8.25% for SBI, and for PNB slightly higher, 8.6%. So this is a marginal cost of fund based lending rate. It means below this rate SBI cannot lend to its customer. So it will also go up in near future because this is a marginal cost of giving extra loan to the consumers. Now apart from this, RBI also gave few data of GDP growth rate for the remaining H2 of financial year 2019. RBI predicted that India's GDP growth rate will be around 7.4%. So it is a good sign for Indian economy that our economic growth or GDP growth is going in an upward direction. So hope you find this video very useful from the perspective of recent updates in Indian economy. Please give a big thumbs up. Also like, share and subscribe this channel Ecoholics. If you have any doubt, you can mention in the comment box, or you can email us at our email ID which is given in the description of this video. Once again, thank you so much.